I'm on a 72-hour dry fast, and this last this last day, leading up to this 72 hours, that stomach, my stomach went to, getting hungry, feeling hungry. Right now I'm probably about an hour away, and it's like I don't have a headache, but I could feel like, my stomach starting to burn, kind of like, I heard one doctor say, if your stomach burn when you're empty, then you don't need to be fasting. But I feel like everybody's stomach burn when it's empty, and ain't no telling. It's just one thing I know is the body is built to last. I mean, people live 30, 40 days, with no food and no water. And so I know the body built to last, and I wasn't in bad health or nothing, but I'm getting ready to break the fast. So I've been, because I'm going on 72 hours, and for my first time ever doing a dry fast to do 72 hours, you ain't supposed to do that. They want you to do about 12, 16, 36 at the most. But me, I'm a little hard-headed. And sometimes I'm overachiever. In my mind is one of those minds that, like, you have to show me I can't do it for me not to do it. And because until, Usain Bolt beat me in running, I'm going to think I could beat him in running. Until I see physically I can't do it, I'm going to think I could do it. So for me, I had to hit this 72 hours, but this been a crazy 72 hours, because in this 72 hours, my son cooked one of my favorite foods, which is steak. He cooked steak right in here, because we in Manchester, England right now while he training, in soccer, which they call football over here. The boy cooked steak with some scrambled eggs and rice, kind of like a little bulky meal, and put some hot sauce on top of it or something like that. So that had me going. And then we went out looking for a scale and couldn't find a scale. The store had closed, but bumped into a Popeye's chicken. And he young, 17 years old, got an 8-pack of abs, so he can afford a little bit of chicken. He got him I think he got 5 hot wings with some buffalo sauce on it. Smelling so good, I'm sitting there, I got to watch him eat that. So, man, watch him eat that, stomach went to growling and turning. So I had a lot of little extra burning. Also on this 72-hour dry fast, I did what they all say not to do, but again, it's just, when you built a little different, your mind just sometimes. So I did a 30-minute incline walk on varying incline heights on day 1. Then day 2, I did another 30-minute incline walk. So I walked on like incline 12, but at 2.5 speed. So it wasn't fast. It just, it's a steep little incline on 12. And I ain't do the whole 30 minutes on it. I did a little warm up of it, 10 minutes on it, and then, walking almost like a cool down, walking flat. So it wasn't too strenuous. Then I did some real light forearm workout, light curl workout, light dumbbell bench press workout, real light, because my bench press, my max in my life is 340 pounds, and muscle kind of lasts a long time. So the last time I tried to max out, I maxed 300 pounds on the bench press, and that was kind of, I was a little bit tired because my warm up, we didn't know where I would be, so I had to lift quite a bit to get to that 300, just going up, 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 up. So I was a little fatigued by the time I got to the 300. So if I just got more into it, I probably max by 320. So when I do a little, upper body workout, it's like I have to do a lot for me to even feel it. But I did work out in it, which I shouldn't did that. And then day 3, I just my body, I ain't feel it, cause one thing about it is with this dry fast, it's like for me personally, I could actively feel. And another thing I did that I probably shouldn't have did was I took a cold shower after my workout on day 2. And the cold shower was probably about 10 minutes, but the first 6 minutes was just constant immersion in the cold water. So it was 6 minutes straight with just freezing cold water running down my head and, down my back and shoulders. And, every time you move, you kind of hitting a new spot and it just start all over on that arm or whatever it is. So when I got out of there, my ears was real cold, and I had like an eardrum ache from the cold. And so then your body go into a whole nother fat burning situation. But really, I did this because I done had some stubborn, gut fat just from not sleeping right, not eating right, just ripping and running, in life. Dad of 2 busy sons and trying to work, being an entrepreneur. So it's like staying up late and, you're supposed to sleep. So on this third night, I really haven't been able to sleep just because my stomach, kind of been like, feeling like it's actively burning calories or something, fat or something. It's like, I'm hungry. And so, but for me, it's like, man, I done started it. I know I ain't gonna die. So cause I don't feel nowhere. Like I don't even have a headache. I don't have a headache. It feel like I just could feel my body like it's working. Like it ain't in that just for the first 2 days. It felt like it was almost in like a sleep state. Like it was just like homeostasis or something. But this third day, like things say, listen, bro, I need to eat, dog. So I don't know, it's almost like it's eating itself. But doing this little fast, and I'm finna slowly, I've listened to this one guy, he talking about get some MCT oil, like, olive oil or something like that. It's like, listen, bro, everybody ain't got all these fancy. He talking about some sauerkraut. I'm like, bro, like what in the world? Like you gotta go to the grocery store and be doing all this exclusive shopping. Like, man, come on. Then I listened to another guy, but I think both of them was talking about a water fast. So the other guy, he said, you could eat 1 egg or, you could eat like a handful of berries and then like an hour later eat something a little, kind of go up gradually, introducing your system back into it. But one thing about me, boy, I got a crazy stomach, but my stomach's strong in the mud, boy. My stomach's strong because I'm a, red meat eater. So my stomach, like, when I last week I did a 72-hour water fast. When I came out that fast, it was the next morning when I woke up. I was fine. I had a salmon omelet with like a bowl of fruit. It was like blueberries, pears, pineapples, and grapes. Man, that fruit bowl was so good. And I had a coffee, a black coffee. So that was my breakfast. And then I ain't eat till late, so my eating window was crazy just because of schedule that day. I had went to my mentee basketball game, so when he got done, we went and got something to eat. So I had some calamari and some bruschetta. So, it wasn't too crazy, but then he got some gummy worms, so I had a couple of those. But other than that, I just drinking water and I had coffee. But nothing happened with my stomach, Even after a 3-day water fast, stomach was fine. And then after that water fast, after I ate that, went back to the hotel. I ain't really eat nothing. And then the next day in the airport, I just had a black coffee. And then off of that black coffee, after that, that's when I started my dry fast after that black coffee. So I ain't had nothing from then until now. So it's been about 72 hours. So basically, I'm at like 72 hours now, I think. Might be 71. And so the last time I weighed, I don't know, I was at home and I was 208. When I just weighed right now, and so I was home, so I probably came out here to England like 210. I think I could have been 205 on a good day. But when I just weighed, I was 193. So if I was 210, then that means I done lost 17 pounds and my body is one of them bodies, it responds fast to whatever I do. Like if I lift weights for a week, people be thinking I lift every day. Like my muscles will blow up fast. I remember I did a vegan diet for 2 weeks. I lost 10 pounds. One time I did the keto diet for 2 weeks. I lost 10 pounds. Like my body real responsive to whatever I do. And then for me, I have one of them body types where it take a little while for me to put the weight back on. Like I have to be intentionally drinking alcohol at night, staying up 2 o'clock in the morning, eating fried chicken, fast food, soda, juice, and then over probably like, a 3 to 6 month period, I could put the weight back on if I'm intentionally living bad. But now I have not done a diet. I'm not doing a diet. I ain't just fasting to fast. I'm gonna be fasting more regularly, not 72 hours. I might do 36 hours or whatever, more so just for the reset. And then on a daily, I kind of almost like intermittent fast where I keep like a eating window of like 8 hours max, 4 hours at the minimum, just cause my body could handle it. Just cause I could tell through this dry fast and through the water fast that my ancestors they was hunters. They was, when it's a famine, they travel by foot for 2-3 days, go to a whole nother land. They hunt. They got clarity on that water fast. They might have some water and some little things, or stopping and maybe get some little water out of little running bodies of water. So they might be on a water fast. They might get a little something, eat a little bug or something. But I could tell my ancestors was built for war and built for famine. Like they was in a land and they had to get it. Because these fasts, I really ain't feel nothing. Like I was listening to some people online, they was like, oh yeah, I was about to die, and 12 hours the most I could do, and 16 hours, 36 hours. I was like, man, well, I guess my body had some visceral fat to really munch down on, boy. So I'm going to see. But then I posted on my Patreon. If you ain't on my Patreon, then you ain't in the loop while you over here. But I posted on my Patreon, have you ever fasted? And, did you lose weight or whatever? And so a lot of people responded. And to my knowledge, which I ain't know y'all was out here doing it like this, but to my knowledge, I've seen a couple people say they fasted 21 days, water fast 21 days, and doing rolling fast and between water and dry, and losing upwards of like 20 pounds. But one thing I saw consistently is everybody say they put the weight back on. Now see me, I know you're going to automatically put some weight back on just because it's your body, refueling and getting back the necessary things. So 2-3 pounds going to go back on automatically. But the rest of the weight, it really come down to a mindset shift, a lifestyle change, and just not consistently being in a state of refeeding. Like you have to understand, like, okay, yeah, I starved myself basically for them few days or how many other days, but now I just can't keep refeeding. I gotta choose healthy foods. I gotta have a eating window. I gotta have exercise. I gotta have 8 hours of sleep if possible, a minimum of 6, but really trying to get up between 7 and 9, honestly. And you gotta have a lifestyle change, to keep that weight off. So that's gonna be the challenge for me. So when I get back home, about to be in the gym with the trainer, and then the gym at my house, be in that red light, that infrared sauna. Stay just keep lifting and building muscle. And so what I want to do too is build muscle, because cardio is cool and all that, and it's good to do some cardio, but you still get cardiovascular workout when you building muscle. But that muscle, that's what's gonna sustain you. Them super skinny 8 mile runners, you hit a famine, they dead. They the first ones to go. You got to build muscle. You got to build muscle, and that's gonna keep you young. That burn fat too. And when you lifting weights, and for the women, it building that muscle, it ain't gonna make you it. A woman got to lift crazy to look muscular. A lot of times women don't want to do no curls or nothing like that, because they thinking, oh, I'm gonna look like a man. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Your body got too far to go. Especially if you natural now. You get on some anabolic steroids and go to lifting crazy. Yeah, you can start to look like a man. But if you natural, normal supplements, healthy, legal supplements, and you doing curls and squats and, stuff like that, a little dumbbell press or something, a little bit of bench press or something, oh no, you ain't gonna look like no man. So I'm finna be building this here muscle. It's just one thing about it is like, being an athlete, former athlete, college football player, when I go to the trainer, he get beside himself, and he be putting weight on, and he be saying I be pushing it easy, and then he go to want to stack on weight because he want to get me to a failure. But it's like, bro, I don't fail. You put all the weight on here, bro, I'm finna lift it. So he about to tear my shoulders out of the socket versus just putting something on there that I could get me a nice little burn. A lot of times people be want to see what's gonna break you. What's your breaking point? But bro, I ain't got now. So you in here, you ain't doing nothing but tearing my shoulder out of socket. Ripping up all my muscles. So that's why I don't be liking going to the trainer, because they just get beside themselves, and you become like a little loud rat. But this next time going forward, I ain't got nothing to prove, man. I'm already where I need to be in life. I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't got no insecurities, so I'm finna be in there just like, hey, brother, it's too heavy. Put a little less weight on here, and I ain't coming in here trying to win no bodybuilding award. I'm just trying to get my nice little burn, then go on to the house now. Come on now, take a little bit of the weight off here now. So yeah, 72-hour dry fast. I done made it through. Doing this little bit of talking, helping me take my mind off that stomach was working. That stomach went to growling, boy. That stomach like lizard, boy, you playing too many games now, boy. Lizard, you around here playing with the hill system now. I'm finna have you on the floor crawling. You keep playing with me. So yeah, I'm finna go on do my little bit of refeed, and see me, man. I love me a grape. I love me a grape. I love me a pineapple. But I ain't hear nobody saying nothing about, have you some. Well, one guy said you can have a handful of berries. Man, berries? What about a pineapple, man? What you talking about, some berries? Nobody don't know berries. But see, the thing about it is you got to do what your body don't do. Because when these people be talking, they be talking for diabetics. They be talking for people. Because they know all kind of people be fasting. So they giving advice online. They trying to be, careful and safe, because they don't want to give somebody that's got bad health some advice, and these people going and breaking a fast with a steak and be about to die. And so, of course I ain't, honestly, I was gonna break it with a steak, boy. What's it? I'm crazy like that, but listening to these doctors and stuff and studying, getting knowledge about what I'm doing. Ain't nobody say break your fast with no steak. Nah. So I say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do the right thing and kind of ease into this thing. But boy, listen, if I go in here and do a tablespoon of olive oil and don't feel nothing, and talking about wait 30 minutes, man, gone somewhere, man. I'm finna get me some of this here fruit. I might boil me an egg. Man, gone somewhere, man. I'm finna eat something now. Drink me some of the water. And then another thing, nobody say like, oh, drinking some water to break your fast. Because I think they talking about a water fast anyway. So, I really have not seen what foods to eat after a 72-hour dry fast. So if you happen to see this video and you're a doctor, then make one of them videos, man. Come on now. You missing out on content out here now. Get your life together. But hey, this Tony Gaskins now. For you personally, I'm gonna tell you, consult a health professional before you do a fast. For me personally, only live once. Love the Lord. Do what I want to do. God bless you. We'll talk soon though.